feel like we're really, really close. Fourth episode. I have enough fingers for that one, and I was able to successfully. Nuggie, sit. I zoned out completely. Let's grab our dice and let's roll. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Rochelle. I collect a lot of really pretty books, and I also have a limb difference. And also, by the way, April is Limb Loss and Limb Difference Awareness Month. So throughout this month, I will also be adding little pieces of limb difference representation. So hope you keep your eyes out for that. But you're not here for me to talk about Limb Loss and Limb Difference Awareness Month. You are here for me to talk about our next episode of Defend the TBR, which is our fourth episode. I have enough fingers for that one. So we're going to talk about a few different things with this, and I'm going to start off by saying I did go and replace a few spots on the board, and you'll get a closer look when I do the actual rolls for Defend the TBR, but I decided to go and replace 2 spots on the board with our Love It or Lose It series, which I will be starting to do with some books that I want to go and unhaul, but first, I'd like to read them first to see if they actually are going to be a book that I love, or if they're going to be one where I'm like, let's get rid of it. So we replaced a few spots on the board for that, so you will get to see a closer look at it shortly. Now, before we go and do our rolls for episode 4, that's 8. Episode 4 of Defend the TBR, I wanted to do a quick recap of how we looked for episode 3. Did I finish all the books? Did I not? How did things look? Was it good, or should we be a little bit nervous when it comes to actually defending our TBR from the monsters that are trying to attack? For our first roll, we got draw a card, and that would be 6 points that we get from this if I was able to successfully finish reading that book. And I got read the last book on the bottom of your shelf, which was Hestia Strikes a Match, and I was able to successfully finish reading that book, so we got 6 points. Then for our second roll, it was a pet pick, and this one would give us 5 points. Our pet picked You Shouldn't Have Come Here by Geneva Rose. I was able to successfully finish reading this book as well. Our third roll was A Long Rest, so we didn't gain any points from that, as well as our fourth roll, which we had to reshuffle the cards that we had on the board. Fifth roll was a little bit of a doozy, so I had to roll again before landing on Pet Pick, and that one also gave us 5 points. I chose De-Evolution, and I was able to successfully finish reading this book as well, so we did get an additional 5 points. Then sixth roll was Draw a Card, and I went with Deathless Divide. This one was, we had to pick a book that had our favorite color on the cover. This one was a bit of a stretch, but I decided to pick Deathless Divide by Justina Ireland because I really, really wanted to continue reading the series. This one would have given us 6 points, but unfortunately, just with how busy things were in March and how I kind of lost a few spoons, I wasn't able to finish reading this book. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to get 6 points for this book, and we will have to subtract it from our total. Then our seventh roll was another doozy. So we had to roll again before drawing another card. And this one we had to pick with a number in the title. So I went with Bingsu for 2, and I was able to successfully finish this one, and it gave us 6 points. Total, given some of the different points that we had, where I also forgot to mention we had a card that gave us a total of 10 free points. So with everything totaled up, we have a total of 32 points. I had to remove 6 points. I had a free points card that gave us 10 points. I decided not to use our free DNF card because I really do want to finish reading Deathless Divide. I just ran out of time, unfortunately, to do it for Defend the TBR episode 3. So I will probably be finishing it in April, but I didn't want to DNF it since it isn't a book that I truly have no intentions of not reading. So we are going to go and take a look at how we did with Defending the TBR. How are things looking? Should I be a little bit nervous, or should I be sitting pretty for a little while longer? We shall see.
Welcome back to another episode of Defend the TBR. From where we last left off, the kobolds had begun to rush in to overwhelm our heroine, only to be stopped by the grasping roots and vines of the very trees that enclosed the meadow of Rochelle's beloved library. Though, by enacting this magic, Rochelle had begun to feel the strain of using such powerful magic in quick succession, leaving her feeling weary and weak. Gripping the tome tightly in her hand, Rochelle backs away, taking a deep, calming breath to regain her composure. An act of hesitation that leads to 6 of the kobold clawing their way free from the grasping vines. Startled by their quick escape, our heroine cracks open her tome and calls upon her connection to the circle of the page, unleashing a brilliant red bee of light that hurtles toward the kobolds. A breathless moment later, and an explosion erupts, incinerating the 6 freed kobolds, leaving little more than ash from where they once stood. Now, Rochelle stands face to face, but a single kobold and their leader, the black-scaled dragonborn, with pure malice burning in his eyes. How will our adventure unfold? Find out next time on Defend the TBR.
Alright, so I hope you enjoyed that session and seeing how we're looking for defending the TBR. I think we still should be okay, but I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed that things keep on smooth sailing and we don't have anything to be nervous about anytime soon. So we are back with our setup for our 4th episode of Defend the TBR. I have everything put where it was originally, so we left off last time on the draw a card position. And then, as you will see, I went and replaced 2 spots on our board with Love It or Lose It. So we'll see if we end up going and landing on one of these this session. I think for this one, we're probably going to roll around 3. April is going to be a very busy month for me, so I don't want to set myself up to fail and put too many books on our list. So hopefully you don't mind with only 3 picks. Now, if I land on some where it's like losing points or reshuffling, anything like that, those rolls won't count. I'd like to finish with at least 3 books for the month of April for us to read. So with that being said, let's grab our dice and let's roll. All right, so we got 6 and 6. So we have 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So since we landed on short rest, I get to go and pick 3 cards from this pile here, and I get to choose 1. So we got 1, 2, 3. So I have Love It or Lose It. So I need to pick 2 books, and I get 6 points for this one. A free unhaul, or read from discard pile for 5 points. So these technically are the same. I think I forgot completely that I had done stuff like that. So it's really funny that all of these kind of involve unhaul books. So let me take a look at our Love It or Lose It pile. And I think I'm just going to go with this one. Since the month of April is going to be pretty busy, I think I'm going to choose this one instead of choosing this one for 1 extra point, but for 2 bucks. I think for this pick, we're going to go with Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. This is one where I have it on my Love It or Lose It pile, and I've heard really good things about this book, but I just haven't had the desire to pick it up. So we'll see if I actually love it or I end up going and unhauling it. Second roll. So we got a 1 and a 2. We got 3. 1, 2, 3. Roll even for a free DNF. Ooh, okay. Let's see. And I need to get my D20 for this one. All right. So let's see. I'll roll our D20 to see if we get a free DNF. 7. No free and DNF. Okay. Third roll. 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got a pet pick, so let me switch over the camera. Yeah, you're gonna go with that one? Yay! Good job, Cicero! Alright. Good boy. Here is our winner. So I might have forgot to hit record, but I got Cicero just as he was picking Hidden Pictures by Jason Recollick. So this is our next pick. Let's do our 4th roll. 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Remove a book from TBR and repick. I don't have one that I'd like to do this with, so I think I'm gonna roll again because I am pretty happy with the choices we have so far. All right, so let's do another roll. This will be our 5th roll. And we have 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my god, another pet pick. I really need to, I think, move around some of the pet picks. So let me go and get pet picks again. Okay, so I'm really in the horror mood. So I think I'm gonna go and pick some more horror books or thriller type of things. So we have No Exit by Taylor Adams, What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher, and then The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. And Nugget, as you can see, is already ready. So I'm gonna have to get her out of the room so I can place everything. Sis, well, these are no. This is not for you. Nuggie, pick a book. Good girl. She went with The Naturals. Sit. Nuggie, sit. As you could tell, the pets were very ready for that one. And the one that Nugget picked right away was The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I think I'm gonna be good and I'm gonna keep it with the amount of rolls that we did, even though I am having so much fun with our picks. So let's go to the other screen so we can do a recap. So this was actually a super fun session and was a little bit tricky to get myself to stop rolling. And maybe I'll end up reading more books for the month of April, but I kind of want to keep it a little bit easier for myself just with how busy the month is supposed to be. So with that being said, let's go and do a quick recap of all the books that we have picked out for the month and also go over how many points they are. So for roll number 1, I got Short Rest. So for that one, we pick a total of 3 cards and then we choose one that we'd like to stick with. And the card that I decided to go with was Read from the Discard Pile for 5 points. I kind of have a few different duplicates of this card, but this basically will have me go through my Love It or Lose It pile. And so the book that I decided to go with was 11 Other Words by Christina Lauren. This is a book that I've heard a lot of positive remarks on, but I just haven't been in the mood to read it. However, with the books that I read in March, I've read a few romance books and I really enjoyed them, so hopefully I'll be in the mood for this one. And if I successfully finish it, I'll get 5 points. So for roll number 2, I got Roll Even for a DNF, and I rolled a 7, and honestly that works out because we still have a free DNF card, I think from our very first session, and I haven't used it yet, so I kind of prefer not having a lot of free DNFs just to not feel like I'm cheating in the game at all. So then we rolled again, and that was roll number 3, and we landed on Pet Pick, and I originally was gonna have Nugget do this, but Cicero happened to be in the room and he was very ready to help out. However, I forgot to hit record right away, but thankfully caught it just as he was picking which book. And the book he picked was Hidden Pictures by Jason Recklick. I have been really wanting to read this book. I've heard nothing but good things, and I feel like recently I'm seeing it everywhere on social media and how good the book is. So I've been feeling the need even more to go and pick it up ASAP. And if we finish this book, I will get 5 points as well. Then roll number 4 was Remove a Book from the TBR and Repick. I decided to skip over this one because I am happy with the books that we have so far, and I didn't really feel the need to take any out. So we decided to roll again and finished up with roll number 5, which landed on Pet Pick again. I feel like I definitely have to move around the pet picks on the board because they seem to be consistent. I don't know if y'all are enjoying the pet picks, and if you are, maybe I won't touch them at all and I'll keep them there, but just so that we're landing on a few different things, I've kind of been feeling the need to rearrange the board a little bit more. But the one that Nugget ended up picking was The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, and this one would also give us 5 points as well. I think I have a really great selection of books. I like that I have one romance and then the other are more thriller, horror type of things, which is definitely one of my favorite genres to go and pick up. So I'm super excited to see how our month of Defend the TBR goes. I'm very excited, and I feel like the last couple of weeks I've gotten out of my reading slump, and I've just been wanting to read non-stop. So I'm very excited for all of this. And as always, if you love this episode, if you also have any additional things you'd like me to add, please let me know down in the comments below. Also leave a like, that always means so much to me, or even subscribe if you're enjoying the series so far and you'd love to continue getting updates whenever the next one is out. I am loving the series so much. I'm having an absolute blast with it, and I'm always excited to see what we're gonna roll and what's gonna end up happening during the next session. But until then, I just want to say I love you all, and I want you all to remember that you're worthy and capable of amazing things. Bye, friends.